Just when the WNBA looked like it had finally figured out the formula for relevance, for money, for legitimacy in the eyes of mainstream sports culture, it went and tripped over its own shoelaces. Caitlin Clark, the golden ticket, the ratings. Magnet, the one player dragging women's basketball into must-see TV status, has been run into the ground and sidelined. The league's only true box office attraction is now in street clothes, and with her absence comes a nightmare that Stephen A. Smith has been screaming about for months. Clark was not just another rookie, not just another shooter. She was a phenomenon. Families who'd never watched a women's basketball game in their lives were suddenly planning summer road trips around Fever games. Kids were out on blacktops across the country imitating her logo threes. She was selling out arenas coast to coast, forcing rival franchises to move games into bigger venues just to meet demand. She wasn't a star in the making. She was the star, the reason ticket sales skyrocketed, the reason television networks were finally taking the WNBA seriously, the reason fanatics reported a 100% spike in league-specific merchandise sales. And yet, instead of embracing her rise, too many players and league officials acted resentful, even hostile. The whispers weren't subtle. "We've been here, we've been grinding, and no one noticed until this young white girl showed up." That resentment was real. Stephen A. didn't deny it. He acknowledged it, he even sympathized with it to a point, but his response was blunt. Grow up. It's not about race, it's not about who came before, it's about what Caitlin Clark represents. She isn't stealing anyone's spotlight, she's shining one on the entire league. But rather than protect their investment, the WNBA let Clark become a punching bag. Night after night, she absorbed elbows, cheap shots, and off-ball hits that looked more like pro wrestling than basketball. Refs swallowed their whistles. The commissioner, Kathy Engelbert, shrugged. Veterans piled on, some tossing shade on TV, others hijacking interviews to complain about Clark's attention. Angel Reese, Clark's most visible rival, managed to turn her brand into a sideshow of victimhood and injuries that many fans don't even believe anymore. And now? The nightmare Stephen A. predicted is here. Caitlin Clark is out. The goose that laid the golden eggs has been broken, and suddenly all those people who said the league isn't just about one player are about to learn how wrong they were. The receipts are brutal. Games with Clark averaged over 1.1 million viewers. Games without her barely cracked 400,000. Indiana Fever home games averaged over 17,000 fans, up more than 300% from the year before. Road games sold out at 15,000 plus because people wanted to see Clark. The Fever's opening game against Chicago drew 2.7 million viewers on ESPN, the single most watched WNBA game in history. That wasn't coincidence. That was Caitlin Clark. And now those numbers are about to collapse. Sponsors know it. Networks know it. Fans know it. Stephen A. Smith knows it most of all, and he's already preparing to waive the receipts on live television. He isn't just frustrated, he's furious. Furious that the refs refused to protect Clark. Furious that Engelbert downplayed her impact instead of building the league around her. Furious that players like Cheryl Swoops and Angel Reese chose jealousy over gratitude, bitterness over vision. Because let's be honest, Clark didn't just raise her own profile, she raised everyone's. Those charter flights the players are now enjoying? Clark. The record-breaking ratings? Clark. The sold-out arenas? Clark. Yet instead of thanking her, too many in the league resented her, treating her as an interloper rather than a savior. Stephen A. has been clear, you don't get a generational star and act like she's just another name on the roster. You don't find lightning in a bottle and then pretend it's no big deal. The WNBA had one job, protect Clark, showcase her, ride her momentum into a golden era. And they blew it. They let jealousy and bad officiating sabotage their future. And now the consequences are about to be televised in real time. Fans aren't hiding their anger. Social media is flooded with people swearing off games until Clark returns. Ticket prices are plummeting. Entire sections of arenas sit unsold. Networks that once hyped Fever matchups are quietly panicking, knowing the ratings cliff they're about to fall off. This isn't just Indiana losing a star. This is the WNBA losing the only gravitational force holding the league together. And here's the cruel irony. Those same players who complained that Clark was stealing all the shine now have their chance. With Clark sidelined, the spotlight is wide open. If they truly believe they deserve it, now is the time to prove it. But here's the catch. They can't. They won't. Because no one else in the WNBA draws like Caitlin Clark. No one else changes the conversation, sells out buildings, or makes casual fans rearrange dinner plans just to watch. Stephen A. is right. Clark isn't just the biggest star in the league. She is the league. Remove her, and the WNBA doesn't just take a hit. It collapses back into irrelevance, back into background noise, back into being the punchline it spent decades trying to escape. And it didn't have to be this way. That's the sting. Clark's injury isn't just bad luck. It's the result of months of negligence, months of letting her get battered without protection, months of pretending she was hype instead of acknowledging she was history in the making. Now the WNBA faces the fallout. Ratings will nosedive, sponsors will second-guess their investments, fans will turn their attention elsewhere, and Stephen A. will be there, receipts in hand, reminding everyone that he called it from day one. Clark wasn't just valuable, she was irreplaceable. And now the league that failed to protect her will reap the consequences. Caitlin Clark wasn't hype. She was the whole show. And without her, the WNBA is about to find out just how quickly the lights can go out. If you support Caitlin, comment baby goat over baby giraffe down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a moment of this unfolding drama. Because make no mistake, this isn't just about a player missing games. This is about the WNBA fumbling its future, and the storm that's about to hit might change women's basketball forever.